right, here we are on the map Daybreak, or Yeongmyeong as it's known in Korean. And in the red at the top of the map from the team Empire, it is Violet, just coming off a fresh win at IM Sao Paulo. Doing very, very well. And down at the bottom left part of the map in the blue from the team Team Liquid, the website teamliquid.net, our current reigning Fight Club champion, it is Liquid HerO.
Yes, it is. And, you know, he has been on quite a tear. It seems like we've been trying to throw Terran players like Jokji and Thorzane against him, and traditionally that wasn't his best matchup, but he's crashed through both of those opponents. He dispatched of Damaga 5-0. He has got certainly a tough opponent on his hands right now, but he has been up to the task no matter the matchup, it seems like, over the past few weeks, really, in all of StarCraft 2.
So I feel like I'm going a little bit crazy here because it seems like every time we have a Protoss versus Zerg on this map, the Zerg is on top and the Protoss is on the bottom. Is it just
You're
me,
right.
or does it seem like that? Does it seem like it's that way every time we see a ZVP on this map?
No.
I don't know. I mean, I know it's like impossible that would happen, you know, there'd be something that would make that happen more, but it just seems that way.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely correct. And on the other side, too, it seems like every PvT I watch, the Terran players down in the bottom right and the Protoss is in the top right. So
yeah, that does tend to happen a lot.
I wonder if that was actually worked into the map. No, it absolutely was not.
But
not, no.
14 hatch, so we'll have to see if he decides to put down gas or not, but I'd say there's a very good chance Violet is going to go for that 3-hatch build without gas that's become so popular in Korea right now. You know, you get your drones up, you stay relatively safe, see a lot of pylon blocking with this as well, but then the idea is to go into roaches, lair, and things like that later on, and then kind of go from there.
And we know HerO is aggressive with his pylon blocks as well, if we remember back in Team Arena Challenge just the other day against TSL Symbol. He ended up on ESV Santorin Mist, not just blocking the natural, but then running down with his probe and blocking the third as well. Yeah,
that's right. And it looks like, well, yeah, it looks like Violet is going to try to go after the pylon rather than taking that a little bit riskier third base. And that's definitely a Violet type of thing to do. I mean, you do kind of run the range of seeing players try different things. We've seen the TSL Zergs, you know, in that match and in previous matches as well, prefer to try to take that fast third if their natural gets blocked, but a lot of Zergs choose to just go after that pylon right away and just be okay with it being delayed a little bit.
This is a clever spot for a pylon on the left-hand side here. Most Protoss players, or a lot of Protoss players lately, to fill in this wall as the pylon does get cleared up over at the natural, have been deciding to put their pylon right here and actually making it part of the wall, but thus providing them still the same amount of psi range over this entire area as a smaller choke point. But here, HerO is actually burying it. It closes off an attack path behind the gas, and it still provides that extra bit of psi so you can complete the wall off on the left. I think that is cute.
Yeah, I actually do like that. That's really cool. I wouldn't be surprised if that really catches on in wall-offs on this map in the future.
Done. I'm doing it now, so.
All right, well, there you go. It's already started to catch on.
All right, well, here we are now. It's double gas going up for HerO as he drops down his first gateway. Of course, he already has a photon cannon done, so he's not going to be under that much pressure. And actually using that photon cannon to start going after the supply depot, the neutral supply depot, before anything else.
Yep. Once you get that out of the way, in the meantime, we do have the other hatchery going up. So, yep, it is that 3-hatch build, of course, from Empire.viOLet. And so we'll probably see him just drone up, maybe make a couple links just for some map control, kind of make sure there aren't any pylons hidden and things like that. And then around the high 30s, low 40s supply, take the gas, and then kind of go from there.
And it looks like HerO's going to have this probe chased off eventually, so no cannon shenanigans, or cananigans, as I like to call them. Back at the bottom left-hand corner, though, we do have +1 weapons coming up, so this is looking pretty normal out of HerO. Has some flexibility here. We'll see what he goes into in a bit.
Yeah, well, Stargate is very popular on this map, and HerO is quite good with his Stargate play as well. Otherwise, you can always add on just, you know, some more gateways, go for some sort of large push in that regard. We have seen a fair amount of players do go up to about 4 or 5 gates and then expand off of that, too, and try to take a fast third themselves. So we kind of won't know until we see it. But HerO does certainly have a good amount of options.
He's putting up a Stalker after this as well. So Stalker following the Zealot, not going right to a sentry. Hasn't put up any tech quite yet, although, what's this probe doing? Nope, okay, he was just pulled off the line just to look around for a little while, then comes back to work. I'm sorry.
I need a break.
Your Union 15 is over.
Probes don't get breaks, man.
No, not at all. We need some sort of Union standards there. This is unfair.
And, Zerglings gonna have to run away from that. But what they don't see is that there are 2 more gateways going up in the main base of HerO, so he is adding on a couple more here.
Very true.
Yep.
There's number 2 and 3. And we'll see what structures decide to follow this in a bit, as +1 weapons is about 3/4 of the way done now. He does have a second Zealot actually following this up, so saving a little bit of gas by not putting up a Stalker or a Sentry.
That's absolutely right. In the meantime, Roach Warren, Evolution Chamber, and Lair on the way for Violet. So everything very, very normal in Zergland right now. And, you know, everything fairly normal in Protoss land as well. Both of these guys kind of playing their standard builds, kind of feeling each other out in this early part of the game. Oh, wow, barely doesn't get that creep tumor.
He actually had the last shot. He had vision to fire the last shot, but it set in there a little bit too quick.
Okay.
Ooh, a Twilight Council being constructed right underneath the vision of the Overlord, so HerO not hiding that in any way, shape, or form.
Yep, so we're probably going to see +2 and a few more gateways and Blink when that finishes. And, you know, we'll have to see. Okay, there we go. He is getting that Nexus. I was about to say either he's going to make, you know, a couple more gateways and expand, or he's just going to make, you know, more gateways and then do some sort of push. But he is going for the expand route in this case, putting a little bit of pressure on the third, and he might get that Queen.
It's very possible. Looks like he's going to start tearing after a couple of drones to start with. That Queen, though, is taking a lot of damage, but now there are Roaches out to help defend, and that should effectively shut down and protect the Queen. The Zealots actually turned their attention to the Roaches for a little while, and the Queen still in danger of falling, but these 3 Roaches, I'm sorry, now 5 Roaches, as a matter of fact, are going to be sufficient to push off anything else.
Yeah, that is like the slowest foot race in the history of StarCraft 2 right there. Roaches chasing Zealots.
Oh, Zealots without leg speed, Roaches without Roach speed.
Yep. Like someday we'll run faster.
And Twilight Council is researching Blink right now, so no leg speed going to be on the way. But Roach speed is already well underway for Violet. Ooh, I don't know why those Zealots ducked back there for a second.
They didn't like that one in the back. He was complaining. He's like, oh, it's so far to run from the third to the natural. And the others also like, oh, you're right, let's just take a break and rest. So they stop, let him get shot, and then they keep running.
That's dastardly. I guess they really needed some Immortals, I suppose. So
something like that. Yeah, a lot more gateways on the way for HerO. A lot of gateways on the way. He is actually up to 8 gates. Yeah.
Yes, he is. All right, so 8 gates +2 on the way as well. And he has actually been able to put up this 3rd base. Is Violet even aware of that? No. Still not sure of what his opponent is doing. Hasn't seen a lot of the ancillary gates. I guess he did see a few of them before the Overlord finally died there. And Violet himself has put up an infestation pit. We see pathogen glands on the way.
Now, did he see the Twilight Council? I didn't catch if he got a glimpse of that again. Okay, he did see that. Yeah, okay. So he should have a pretty good idea of what's going on here, and it looks like he does. I mean, he's getting all the appropriate upgrades. You got the Infestors as well. If you know your opponent's going Blink Stalkers, Infestors are going to be a really, really good answer to that, as well as Burrow and Burrow movement for your Roaches, too. So, yeah, Violet doing everything right that he needs to do to prepare for this. And so here's the question now, you know, is HerO going to follow through with this push now that he knows that Violet should kind of be expecting it? Or is he just going to kind of play it safe and go for a longer game?
Well, Violet has been macroing like a beast, but HerO is certainly not in a bad spot off of those 3 bases. Now with +2 weapons finished as well, so his production off of 9 gates should be quite good. But look how many units Violet has already put on the field. He has 48 Lings, 19 Roaches, and our first Infestors are probably going to hit here in a bit.
Yeah, man, his macro has just been out of control this game. He's been playing really, really well. Still about 40 supply ahead. I mean, we're hitting that point, too, where HerO is going to take that big jump in supply that happens when all the gateways kick in for Protoss, too, but Violet definitely doing everything right. And is he going to catch these units and blink away? Oh, he does have to leave the sentries behind, though.
Yeah.
That's rough, man. Oh, Burrowed Roach movement not quite finished yet. So Violet will have to pull back here.
Yeah, unfortunately not. We do have a huge amount of Blink Stalkers. Violet actually losing a few units up at the front there. HerO does lose those valuable sentries, but is able to stabilize thereafter. He did decide to put down a Robo not too long ago, and we do see a Robo Bay on the way. Although,
Bay on the way.
Bay on the way.
Yep.
And that's actually over at the 3rd. Interesting position for that.
Yeah, well, it's a place that maybe Violet might not be really looking for tech. I mean, he may see that and assume it's a gateway if he doesn't click on it too. And, oh, one Stalker getting caught.
All right,
not
HerO.
going to blink away in time.
Yeah, he's got to back up right now. And taking a look around, let's see. He is just reinforcing. Okay, there's an Immortal coming out. It's going to hit before the Robotics Bay finishes. +3 weapons on the way as well. Oh, but Violet, he's going to make a pretty powerful attack, leading the charge with some Zerglings and Infestors trailing behind.
Yeah.
And now HerO's got to play some defense.
Wow, Violet is really just bullying HerO around the map right now.
Yeah.
Look at that, getting a Spire and a Hive behind this as well as his 4th base. He's going to go into Broodlords. Violet kind of taking the reactionary Zerg playstyle and changing it into a very offensive playstyle, making his opponent react to him instead.
Yes, he is. We do have a photon cannon there as well. 2 engagements happening at the same time. Fungal Growth's hitting a lot of units up at the front. HerO has not been able to effectively blink away quite yet, and he is taking a lot of damage over here in the top left-hand corner as well. He's stabilized to a degree, hasn't lost too many probes yet, but I don't know if he has enough units. No, definitely does not, and a lot of probes are going to start going down. Violet just overwhelming HerO up at the front as well.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, man. I think HerO might just be cruising to victory here. He's got more reinforcements on the way. Oh, and is he going to get up before +3 finishes? He does, no problem. Still way ahead in supply.
Yeah.
Pulling back now that he sees that Immortal, but we'll have to see if he's able to focus down the Nexus before he loses these roaches. No, doesn't look like it.
Yeah, that is quite a few units. Zealous being warped in right next to the Zerglings as well. Does he have an observer on the field? He does. Not sure where that's at right now. A few Lings have gotten into the main as well. Violet is actually expanding past this, but we're going to see. Oh, wow. Actually, that observer made their way up there. Violet lost all of his forces. So HerO, he doesn't lose his third. Violet did do a lot of damage, but look at this. He's now losing all of his infestors. And the supplies are not that different for our two players.
Yeah, that's not quite as great for Violet, unfortunately. Losing those infestors is not something that he wanted to do. He was doing so well otherwise. I mean, losing those roaches isn't as big of a deal. Sling counterattack, not going to really do anything for him. But he does have Corruptors on the way, +2 missile attacks, +2 melee attacks as well. Those Broodlords are going to be very strong. Oh, and the Lings get right into the main. Oh, that is going to be rough for HerO to deal with.
Yes, it is. He needs a Warp and Cycle, and he needs one stat. There we go. A few Zealots find. Look at that, making a wall with the Zealots there and putting the probes on the other side. That was so smart, but Lings are actually running through a couple of different places, putting those on hold position, so those will all go down. And he's actually able to protect his Nexus once again. Maybe one of those few circumstances where you should Chrono Boost your own Nexus to get your shields back quicker.
Yeah, Violet looked like he was in a great position here, but all his attacks just barely not doing enough right now. So he's going to need to play carefully here from now on.
200 HP away from that finishing, and look at that, Chrono Boost actually hitting. Also helping for the probes, of course, but look how quickly the shields are starting to recover.
Yep. For those of you who don't know, Chrono Boost does cause Protoss buildings to regenerate shields quicker as well. I think most people know that by now, but there's still a couple, new players out there that may not have heard that before.
It's a nice little tip, and let me make sure that there's no Warp Prism action or anything going on. No, it doesn't look like Violet's under any trouble right now. He does have 5 Broodlords morphing in. Ooh, a few more hitting the field as well. 2/2 upgrades. Actually, both the weapons upgrades, both range and melee, hitting at once.
Yeah, Violet's still in great shape here. It's interesting because a lot of times you're asking yourself, is the Zerg going to be ready for what the Protoss is doing? But this time, question is the Protoss going to be ready for what the Zerg is doing? HerO is, making a lot of Blink Stalkers. He's getting his +3 weapons again and things like that. He will have a lot of Colossi out, or at least a couple anyway, and you only need a couple to handle that many Zerglings. So he's going to be in okay shape as he tries to expand here to this 4th, but I don't know. He's still got to be careful, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, if he can finish up +3 weapons as well, the Colossi, nice job trapping a few Zerglings here in the top left-hand corner. The +3 weapons will actually be able to tear through Zerglings with the AoE of the Colossi. Oh, but it's going to take a good engagement to get that done. HerO's a little out of position. Violet actually maybe going to be able to take the high ground here. Oh, watch out, Colossus!
Yep, he does escape.
Yeah, just barely, though. Violet trying to push his way in. HerO actually going to move in from the back. That Colossus rallying itself with a couple of Blink Stalkers. The front wall is starting to be hit, but here comes HerO from behind.
Oh, wow, the Colossus not being a factor at all in this fight.
No.
Wow, very well executed by Violet, and it looks like he might be able to take this game. That army for HerO is getting so small right now.
Those Zerglings make such a difference. You just had no way to neutralize those, so a couple of Broodlords still sieging up these fortresses, and just before +3 weapons hits once again, it's so frustrating.
It's like, sorry, you're just not going to get +3 weapons this game, HerO. It's just not going to happen, man.
Oh, Colossus just walking into death there. Okay, no, he pulls back now.
2 Colossus and not a lot otherwise.
No, not at all, and it looks like Violet is going to be able to take this game, barring a miracle here. He's up by 100 supply now. He's starting to camp production. Bases are going down as well. Now finally sending a few forces up to the top left, but Blink, it takes out 1 Broodlord, but then immediately the Stalkers get shut down afterwards.
Yep, that was kind of HerO's last little effort there. I mean, he's got nothing really to defend this other than 1 cannon. The Nexus is going to go down very, very quickly, and I think we're going to see a GG pretty soon here from Liquid HerO.
I definitely imagine so, and it looks like Violet is going to go up to a 1-0 advantage in this best of 9, so well on his way to taking $800. That is a lot of infested Terrans.
Oh man, look at how fast they just tear through those gateways as well.
Good God.
Yep, I think Violet doing a little bit of a showboating move here, just saying, I don't even need the Fungals anymore. I've got this game so won.
And HerO not backing out yet, maybe collecting his thoughts, because he had a couple really nice defenses as well. I think there may be something. No, it's just an observer. I didn't know if that was a Warp Prism hanging in Violet's base, but even that wouldn't have been enough.
Nope. Nope, just a matter of time now. The Swarm has arrived.
Yeah, Violet not even using his larva he's got sitting around. Doesn't even matter.
Well, he does blink up, and he will take out some of these Broodlords.
Yeah. Looks like he'll be able to snag a couple of infested kills as well, but he goes down to just one gateway.
Yeah, Violet actually losing a lot of Broodlords here, being a little bit careless in the late game, but as you mentioned, doesn't matter. He's got so many other units coming in here. Should be just fine.
Yep, and HerO's going to have to bounce away with those probes. Just one pylon powering the rest of HerO's hopes and dreams. 21 Mutalisks being made right now. There's the GG.